Well, hello everyone. I hope you are doing okay. We had a little issue over there, but hopefully everyone can make it on time in here. So thank you for your patience and thank you for being on time. Yeah, my name is Jorge Reyes once again, and today we're going to talk about the tips for translations for your process with the Opportunity Funds Scholarship. Just let me present my screen and we'll be on our way. So yeah, so this session will be, it is being recorded. So just for your reference, if you have to leave for any, for something, just be aware that this will be uploaded in our YouTube channel. And with this, I guess I can start sharing. Okay, please let me know if you can see my screen, my the slides, please.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. So, okay, so we are starting our presentation regarding tips and resources for documents translation within the Opportunity cohort. And today we're going to cover, as I said, my name is Jorge Reyes, and for this season, my peer Ana del Arenal from Education USA Pachuca, she will be with me working with this process. So you can approach either me or her, besides the scholarship coordinators, Juan Manuel and Yandi. And the agenda for today is, yeah, okay. So we're gonna cover about the transcripts. What are the transcripts that we require from you, official transcripts and official versus unofficial transcripts. And then we're gonna divide the presentation for undergraduate students and for graduate students. So we're gonna cover, again, the same kind of topics, transcripts and examples coming up. And that's for undergraduate students, and for graduate students, the transcripts and examples, and something that you perhaps might heard of, which is credential evaluation. So if at any time you may have any questions, you can start posting them in the chat box in here. And so yeah, so let's start. So what is a transcript? What is the difference between an official and unofficial transcript? Could somebody help me answering this? What do you get from an official versus an unofficial transcript?
Me, if possible. As far as I'm concerned, the main difference is that the official one is issued by the university, is sealed with letterhead and signed by the authority of the university, and then official maybe are all the scores that we can download from our university account.
Okay, thank you very much, Mauricio. Anybody else has a different opinion or a different understanding about this? Yeah, Teresa, go ahead. Teresa? I cannot hear Teresa. I don't know if you guys can hear her.
No.
Hey, can you hear me now?
Yes, yeah, we can hear you now, Teresa. Go ahead.
Oh,
Now you're
sorry,
muted.
I
Okay.
had my, you can hear me now, right?
Yeah, we can.
Okay, so to what I understand so far, unofficial transcript is the ones that maybe we can translate, like we translate them. And then once we're accepted, they ask for official ones being, I don't know, maybe translated by a notary or something official.
Okay, yeah. Well, Teresa and Mauricio are right in a way, but there are several nuances for the right meaning of official and unofficial meaning. Okay, so for the case that we are discussing today, for the documentation that you have to submit as part of your application process, the main difference will be, I always have issues with this. Yeah, okay. The main difference will be like official transcript will be the one that you will be submitting, like the physical copy you will be submitting once you have been accepted into the schools, into the institutions, into the universities, okay? Unofficial transcripts, unofficial documents are those that are gonna help you for this process, okay? I guess we have something in the chat here. Okay, yeah. So again, just for our reference within the process of the scholarship, okay, official transcripts, official documents will be those that you will be submitting physically to the universities once you have been accepted. I already said this, okay, and unofficial copies, unofficial transcripts will be those that you will be submitting digitally for the application process. Okay, is that clear? Remember, this is just a meaning within the process that you will be running as grantees of the Opportunity Funds program. Okay, now transcripts. Transcripts will be the complete academic record of all the courses that you have taken. Okay, although it doesn't matter if you failed some classes, if you took some extraordinarios to get the right note, the right grade. We might need everything that the school might provide you. Okay, grades provided directly by the university with all the required signatures, certifications, and seals. Okay, this we already know at this point. This is my third year, I think, running the translations for the Opportunity Scholarship, and I've seen several documents in several shapes and layouts and all that. So our work will be to discover if you are submitting the right document for this, and I'm gonna show you some examples that what you can submit and what can be translated. Okay, and we already know that some of the grading might be different because some of these might be in the scale of 0 to 10 or 0 to 100, and some schools might consider 7 as a not passing grade. So all these might be included in the documents that you will be sharing with us for the translations. Okay. Okay. Now, official translations. Remember that this is something different than official transcripts. Official translations are documents translated by a translator who is certified by the country's Ministry of Foreign Affairs. You don't have to look for these translators because we already have them. We already have this resource, so you don't have to look for any of these resource. Okay. If you already have some translations, you can share them with us, and we might be able to figure out if these documents might work for the process of for your specific process. But again, it doesn't hurt to ask, so please ask us freely, either through email, or some of you guys already have my number perhaps, so you can please feel free to ask, because it is better to run this process once instead of sending a bunch of emails back and forth. Okay. So again, the translations cannot be done by you, your friends, or an English teacher, because it needs to be they need to be made from an official translator. The most common name for this will be peritos traductores, but again, we already have them, so you don't have to look for them. Okay. So, and these peritos traductores, that they might be translating the whole document as what the document says, and not interpreting the information within the document. Okay. Now, again, official versus unofficial transcripts. Okay. Unofficial transcripts, you can send and upload your official transcripts and their translations to the application portal, because remember, you guys will be submitting application directly to the universities. Mainly, most of you that will be pursuing graduate programs, this will be more directly to the universities. For the undergraduate students, it is almost the same process, but again, it is something different. Okay. Once you have been accepted, as I mentioned already, once you have been accepted into the university might require the official transcripts, and this will be the physical documents, the physical copies that you may hand to the institutions. Okay. Transcripts sent through an electronic transcript system, or not an email, because will be an electronic portal that the universities provide for international students. And once you have been accepted, you can hand the physical or printed transcripts, Here is something that we might have to discuss later on, but some universities might require this documentation before you arrive to the universities. Okay, and this again might present a charge in the delivery for the delivery fees. But again, this is something that we can discuss. You don't have to worry about this right now. This is a conversation that you will have with your specific advisor. Okay. Okay, now for undergraduate students, we're going to start with you guys. And what do we need? We need your last year of junior high school, meaning tercero de secundaria, la boleta de tercero de secundaria, and 3 years of high school. Jorge, I am already in high school. How am I going to present my 5th and 6th semester? Well, we might need whatever documentation you may have at this point. Okay, if you are in 4th semester, we might need a record, or perhaps you are in 5th semester. Okay, you might not get the Cardex, the Historial Académico, up to 5th semester. So we might need an Historial Académico from 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th semester. Okay, that makes sense. Again, some not restrictions, some comments about if your high school was a 2-year school, grades from your 2nd junior high school might be required to. Okay, certified copies, and I'm going to talk about the certified copies too, because we might need 3 sets of certified copies. Okay, I know this topic might be a little bit tricky, but again, it is something that you may have to, you feel free to ask at any time, please, because we already in the last 2 years, I've already faced some learnings and some experiences, so I might be able to help you with this. So please feel free to ask. Okay, one set is sent to the university when you have been admitted, when you have been accepted. The second is kept in your Education USA file, and the third one is saved as a backup, because you never know what can happen. Okay, so certified copies. Certified copies, some schools, some universities, some institutions, some high schools might accept that you go to the stationery shop, to a papelería, and then ask for a copia of your boleta de tercero de secundaria, your last year of junior high school document, and your Cardex from the semesters that you have accomplished already. Okay, so you can copy these documents and then take these documents to the institution, to your past junior high school and to your high school, and they can put a seal on it, and they might put a legend saying that this is a certified copy. Okay, so we might need 3 copies of this. Okay, again, remember that I'm just starting with the undergraduate students. Okay, so graduate students, just please hold on. Okay. So again, any questions, we can discuss them at the end of the presentation. Okay, so if you already have questions with this, you can start putting them in the chat box. Okay, I already, okay, yeah, okay, and here are some examples. Okay, Juanma, please. Okay, me dicen si lo... Okay, now that we have seen the examples and the documents that you need to send us, we can move on to some other information that you have to consider for your process when applying for admissions to the universities. Okay. The Common App Mid-Year Report. Well, first of all, the Common App, it's an application, it's a portal that gathers, you can put all your applications and you decide to which universities these applications will go. Just be aware that not all the universities might work on their Common App. So perhaps you have to research if one of your universities, or 2 or 3, I don't know, they run or they work with some other kind of portal besides Common App. Could be Apply Texas or Coalition Application, or directly to the university. Okay, so mid-year report. So we have here mid-year. Once you're starting to fill out your common application, your Common App, you will find that the Common App might require a mid-year report and a final report. Okay, so for us here in Mexico, it's not common to have this. So mainly the mid-year report is an application form that is usually sent to the universities once you have complete up to a certain point of your education in high school. Okay. So again, so we don't have this kind of reports. Why? Because we only have the Historial Académico, the Cardex, and we are kind of putting the information of the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth semester. Okay, so there is no such thing as a mid-year report, but we can consider if you are in fifth semester, we can consider up to your fourth semester as a mid-year report. And once you finish, we can add the final report, which the document will contain all the credits, all the grades for from your high school. Okay, so again, don't stress at this point with this, because yes, you're gonna have time with your advisor to discuss this. Okay, so again, we are here to help you. And another interesting thing about Common App is that you, as a student, have to fill out. You have to present a school profile. And again, we already know that here in Mexico there are a few schools that can provide this. So in general terms, it provides a summary regarding student population, academic programs, etc., etc., etc. Okay, if your high school doesn't have a school profile, or it is very hard to get access to it, you can create one. Okay, again, talk with your advisor, with your advisor, and he or she might be able to help you within the information that this piece of document, this school profile, has to have. And here are some examples of from a school in Mexico City. They already have a school profile, so this is something that you can have as an example again. So as you can see, there are the facilities they have within the school, the kind of community they have, the kind of school, some history. They can add whatever they want. Okay, so Common App and the university, the main purpose is to understand the context, your academic context, and where you come from. Okay, academically speaking. Okay, so as you can see, there are school years, kindergarten, elementary school, blah blah blah. Okay. So yeah, so you can have this as an example. It doesn't have to be this fancy. It doesn't have to be as highlighted and all that. Okay, remember, it is just a document that may provide context academically from you. Okay, and how you how did you position it yourself within the school. Okay, again, some other information that you may add if you can get it. If you cannot get certain information, don't worry about this. Again, talk with your advisor and talk with him, with her, and we can find solutions for this. Okay, and the CSS profile is another another support that you can get, and this is to understand your financial situation, your financial context, and it can provide also some relevant information about you, about your finances, about your family context and all that. But again, this is something that you might be working with your advisor. Some other documentation might be required from the CSS profile. Again, we are aware of these documents that you may have to translate, such as tax returns forms, bank statements, title deeds, or some other information that that this specific portal might require from you. Okay, as part of your application process. Okay, I guess we are moving on to the graduate students. Okay, undergraduate students, if you already have some questions, please type them in the chat box, and we can discuss them at the end of the presentation. Okay, so graduate students is almost the same procedures that we are considering. Transcripts and Cardex. If you aim for a master's degree, well, Cardex and grades from your undergraduate program. If you aim for a doctorate degree, Cardex and grades from your undergraduate and master program. Okay, your título, again, certified copies. We already know that some universities, in this case, can charge for this, so be keep informed at any time your advisor about this. If your institution is charging you for certified copies, well, it's a conversation that we can have. And yeah, again, we might need three copies of your título and 3 copies of your Cardex. Okay, if you are aiming for a doctorate degree, well, we may need 3 copies of your undergraduate Cardex, of your undergraduate título, and 3 for your your master degree, and 3 for your Cardex of your master's degree. Okay, if you are, yes, and certified copies again. And why 3? The reason is because 1 might be sending to the university you've been accepted. The second one might be kept as in your Education USA file, and the third one might work as a backup. Okay. Okay. Again, I'm gonna show you some examples and about what you can submit and what you can share. Tienen preguntas, escríbanlas. If you have any questions, please still write them in the chat box and we can discuss them at the end of the presentation. Okay, you already have seen the examples. You already have seen what we need as this process of translating your documents. And yes, and there might be something else besides just the document translations. Okay, an institution is not only asking me for official transcripts and translations, but also a credential evaluation. What is that? I don't know if you guys have heard of this about credential evaluation, and mainly it's a process that may compare studies and may compare the grades and the subjects you have taken in your undergraduate program or your graduate program, your master program. Okay, it's the main purpose is to understand the student's background and may include the name of the degree earned, the courses you've taken, and how the courses, how the grades, how the subjects may the equivalency of this information within the US educational system. Okay. Again, you don't have to translate your GPA. If it is, I don't know, 9.9/10, that's how you're gonna put it. I mean, the translator might only transfer this information. He or she, the translator, won't be changing any of this information, okay? Because several schools, several institutions in the States are aware of the grading system, of the Mexican grading system, so you don't have to concern about this, okay? But through credential evaluation, they can do this conversion and they can understand better your academic context, okay? And they may require some other kind of explanation from the documents that you are submitting, okay? There are several types of credential evaluation for US studies. And again, in here is very important because we don't do this process, okay? Education USA, nor in Mexico, we don't do this process, okay? So if the university, if 1 or 2 universities are asking you from this, so first of all, you have to be aware about what they are asking, because they might suggest or they might tell you the required agency that might do this service, okay? So you have to be aware of who will be doing this process, okay? You have to tell us, you have to inform us in this way, okay? And we are gonna assist you with all the process, okay? But the first person that need to be aware of what the university requires from your documentation is you, okay? The university might tell you, okay, we need credential evaluation from your undergraduate documents, okay? And this credential evaluation has to be done through WES, which is an agency that does this, okay? But again, it doesn't hurt to ask, okay? Remember that we are here to help you. And again, it compares your Mexican GPA with the American GPA, or could be a specific type of evaluation, course by course, or I don't know. Could be several things, but again, you need to be aware and you need to understand what the university is requiring from you, okay? And again, ask what type of evaluation report the institution requires, okay? Again, this doesn't have to be done in the next, I don't know, 4 months, okay? This process, if some universities requires you to do it, we want to talk about this. I mean, we will have this conversation next year, okay? So you don't have to worry about this, okay? So for now, you just have to worry about sending us your documents for translations, and that's it, okay? And will I need to turn in official transcripts and unofficial transcripts? At this point, my guess is that perhaps you already get the idea of what is an official transcript and unofficial transcript, okay? Just to recall this information, unofficial transcript is the one that you will be submitting as part of your application process, okay? Might be all in digital copies, okay? Because the university's portal might only receive this kind of information, okay? The digital copies. And once you've been accepted, you might hand the official transcripts, the physical copies of your of all your documents, okay? Again, something important that I think I missed is that do not, of course, you're gonna send only PDFs and digital copies, but once you are ready to go and the university requires from you your official transcripts, you do not submit original documents. The título you have in your living room making your parents proud, you don't have to hang down that, and do not turn that to the university, because it is a document that you won't get back, okay? Original documents, mainly the títulos, which we know are kind of very important for us, and it is an official document, right? So you don't have to turn your original título to the universities, because it is a document that it is most likely that you won't get back, okay? So just consider, if it is a document that you cannot get another one, in this case a título, or even an historial académico, send us copies, okay? This might be confusing at this point, but again, I will repeat it. Do not send original physical documents, okay? And once again, it depends on the university's requirements, because some universities, as I said, once you have been accepted, they might require to send from you to send your official transcripts before you get to the university. Other ones might be more flexible and tell you that it is okay if you bring all your documents with you once you start your program, okay? Yes, some institutions require official transcripts for the admission review. This might depend from institution to institution, okay? Yes, and again, do not submit original physical documents, okay? And what do we require at this point? In the upcoming weeks, you're gonna get an email from me and from Anna with a deadline regarding when you can submit your documents. And yeah, all your documents need to be scanned documents, high quality. Please avoid cell phone pictures unless you have this application Cam Scanner. But again, if you go to the stationery shop, you can scan them, or if you have a scanner at home, you can scan them. I need them in PDF formats, as clear as possible. Readable, and verify that your information it's accurate. Yeah, and GPA, the título, certified copies. Again, certified copies, it is something that if you go to the stationery, well, you can ask for a copy from your título, from your boleta de tercero de secundaria, from your transcript, and if the university allows you, they can put a seal on it, and they can put a legend also saying that the copy that you are presenting is a certified copy. Again, some cases, some universities might charge you for this. Please talk with your advisor, okay? Be aware of all the seals that your documents need to have. And yes, I think that's it. Okay, now I guess I can take some questions from here. Okay, if we need a CARDEX certificado or a certificado de graduado, will this scholarship cover those costs? Juanma or Yandi, you want to step in?
Yeah, sure. It depends. I think that you can request it, and I mean, if it's something I have seen that sometimes those documents could be like 300, 400 pesos. Sometimes they are free at your school. Sometimes they charge you 30 pesos or something like that. So yeah, it's remember that every time we need a factura fiscal, and before you make any payments, you need to ask for authorization, previous authorization. We cannot give you back money that you spent when you didn't have authorization before that, right? So yeah, that will be my answer to that.
Okay. Thank you, Juanma. Next one is Mauricio. My university can translate my documents in English. These documents would be an official translation. It can be. Several universities and several institutions, they already do this service. So if you already have them, or if you are gonna get them in English, we can look at them. So yeah, so I mean, perhaps we can work with the documents that you will receive, with the translated documents that you will receive, Mauricio. But again, remember, an active communication with us, okay? And what if by November 1st, I don't have the CARDEX complete until around 20 something of November? What happens with the translation covered by opportunity funds? Yes, we are prepared for this, Adriana. And we have had this several cases about this, about students running late, delivering us documents because of several circumstances. I mean, 2 years ago was pandemic and all that, right? So as long as the university allows you to extend a deadline, I mean, we are okay. As I said, some students might not get their documents on time, on our deadline, but that doesn't mean that you can advance in the process. Okay. So again, don't be afraid to ask. Don't be stressed about this. If you whatever documentation you have, you can share that with us, with your advisor, and we can see options for you. Okay.
Can I add something about that question?
Yeah.
Because it might also be the case for other people, not only Adriana. If by November 1st, so not exactly November 1st, but by November 6th, which is when you need to have your applications ready to be submitted, because you may say, well, maybe I'm going to finish my degree, my classes on December, for example. Does my apply also to undergraduate students? Remember that you're going to submit the previous semester. Remember that. So if you don't have documents for that semester, it's fine. But we need to have a document that you're going to submit, even if you haven't finished your program. Yeah, that's what I would just wanted to add.
Yeah. So as I said, don't be stressed, because we already are aware of these cases. So yeah. So I mean, you can share your stress with us because we already have passed through this. Okay. So Mauricio, in my case, I am required to submit my documents through LSAC and CAS Credential Assembly Service. Yeah. If you already know this. This is a conversation that you might have to have with your advisor, and because my guess is that still you might need the translated documents, your Mexican translated documents, either done by us or by your university, as you mentioned already. Okay, but yeah, this is a process that we are aware already. Okay. So Teresa, the título in my university takes up to 3 months to get. Would I need 3? Or can I get a certified copy from the one I have? If you already have your título, yes, we only need 3 certified copies from the título you already have. Okay, because my guess is that perhaps if you require three more títulos, the school might charge you. Okay, so if your school doesn't charge you for certified copies, we are safe. We're good with that. Okay. In that case, for Mauricio, that would be his actual documents, not translations. Okay, that's something that we can look into that. Some of the PhD programs I am interested, ask prospective students to have taken some key related subjects, but some of the titles of these subjects in my Cardex are not fully descriptive about the content. For example, the name of subject is Unidad Teórica 12, but the emphasis is, for example, programming, which is the subject the universities ask for. Should we ask the certified translator to add this information, even though this information is not stated in the original document? No, because the translator will be doing, I forgot the word, yeah, not an interpretative translation. It will be a, sorry, I forgot the word about this. But yeah, it might, the translator will be only translating the terms, okay, the actual name, the current name of the subject. So my guess is perhaps the school might require some credential evaluations of your documents, but again, it's something that you have to ask the university, the schools. Okay. Yeah, that's my guess. I don't know, Juanma or Yandi, if you have an input in this.
Yes, we don't like to tell you that it depends, but it depends on the school. I think we've had this in the past where some students reach out to their institutions here in Mexico and they do something with that. And once you have that document in Spanish, we can help you with the translation.
Okay, so before we pass to Adriana and Max, there is Eladio saying my título of licenciatura arrives until November. Is there any problem with that? No, as long as you share that with us as soon as you have it, okay? And then Adriana, please go ahead.
Yes, thank you. I have a lot of questions, specific questions in my case. The first one is I finished my bachelor's degree in November 20 something. Until that date, I will have the Cardex. And that's why the question of if it's going to be covered, the translation by opportunity funds, I get it that it is going to be covered, right? This first question.
Okay. Okay, the answer is yes.
Okay. The second question is the title. I don't know if for official transcripts besides the Cardex, once I'm admitted to this program, they are going to ask me for the title or just the official Cardex or Certificado de Estudios. Is this is the second question.
Okay, perhaps it is not required by the university, but by a specific university. But again, I mean, it is a service that is covered already, and you have to consider translating the título too.
Okay, well, the other question is that the título, in my case, I finished the bachelor's in November, and it takes around 6 months to issue the title. So 6 months, December, it's like in June, July, and I don't know, the universities ask for these official documents when you are admitted. So
Okay.
how it's going to work.
Yeah, once again, as Yandi said, it depends, right? It is an answer that we don't like too much, but it depends on every university. And again, as I don't know who asked this about getting the título later on. As soon as you get it, you can share that with us, and we can start working with that. But yeah, I mean, keep us in the loop with the communication with your university and the progress of your título. Okay. So I know this might be a very not objective answer, but yeah, because we already know that there are some schools that take longer to deliver some documents. So we are prepared for this as long as the process, as the application process continues, we have time and we have some flexibility with the universities. Okay.
Okay, and the last two
Mhm.
questions are, first, I saw that the official transcripts means that the university needs to upload by through an online app or program that university has, or send physically the envelope. So what if my university don't do that?
Okay, yeah. Again, we are aware of this. Several universities in the States might require that your university does this process, like sending to them from your local university to the university. We already know that this is a process that almost none university here in Mexico does. So in this case, we can contact with the universities and then see as an option that Education USA send these documents. Okay, this is something that we have done in the past, and several universities are okay with this. I mean, several universities in the States are okay with this.
Okay.
Okay.
And the last question is the credential evaluation.
Mhm.
I didn't understand if this is something that we are going to appeal. I mean, it's a firm or the university. I don't know how it works that.
Okay, yeah. Again, it might depend on the university, on what the university is requiring from you. Okay, you may find that there are some universities that they are okay only with your translated documents, and that's it. But some other, perhaps another option that you consider already as a future university might require from you a credential evaluation. In this case, if that's the case, well, you will have to ask directly to the university which kind of evaluation they require. Okay, as I said, this is something that may occur next year, not at this point. Okay, so yeah, so don't worry about this at this point. But again, it depends on the university and what the requirements of the university is asking from you. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Max.
Yes, thank you. Regarding something that Juan Manuel said about the having our applications ready by November. In this case, I will be on my last semester, and my question is, what I need to submit the grades up to this semester that I'm taking right now, and would those need to be translated as well, or just in case I have finished all my credits, so to speak? Do I need to translate this, let's say, temporal document or temporal document that temporal catalyst, I guess? Do I need to translate that?
Yeah, most likely. I mean, the universities they would like to see some documentation, right? Some documentation translated already. And if that's your case, if that's your case that you haven't finished already, yeah, we can work on translating as at the semester you are right now. Okay, and once you finish, we can work in a final translation, let's say. Okay, so yeah, but again, it is a conversation that we can have, and yeah, but don't worry about this. I mean, if you can get an historial académico up to your, I don't know, 7th semester or 8th semester, and you still, I don't know, one more, you still have one left to finish. Yeah, it's something that we can work on. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
One more thing to add. I'm not sure who was the grantee who asked, but when will you have all this paperwork by? Because universities, not only, I think it was Max, not only for him, but for everyone, most likely institutions will require that you have all your paperwork by March or April of the year that you're gonna start your studies. That means by March or April of 2024, because you will be starting your studies in fall 2024. So as long as you have been finish all your paperwork, I forgot the word, but yeah, I hope it makes sense. As long as you're titulado and have all that paperwork done by March or April, I think you guys will be fine.
Okay, yeah, I probably will have it by then. But yes, thank you.
Okay, and I see one last question about from Teresa. For UDG, do we need a CARDEX certificado or a certificado de graduado? I can look into past cases, Teresa, and I can get back to you because I do remember having seen these documents, but I am not sure which one was it. So I can get back to you with an answer, okay?
I think this question reminds me of that the key, every single institution might have a different name for the document. So when we say CARDEX, when we say Certificado de Estudios, when we say that, we're basically saying some sort of document that has the information that the universities are going to need. It might be a historial académico if you haven't finished. It might be a CARDEX. It could have, maybe if you already finished, is a Certificado de Estudios. So it could have different names depending on the institution. So sometimes we have had some people that say, oh, they don't do that in my school. But it turns out they do, they just call it a different name. So please make sure that you know in your institution that you know what the qualities of the document is, and that you have the right document. Something that has your name, something that has how to interpret the grade, it has your grades, it has the classes that you're taking, it has the signature and the seal of the school. So something that's telling us what is your GPA, so the university can understand what classes have you taken and what has been your grade on those classes. So just make sure that you understand that. And then from that, you can go ahead and say, oh, in my institution, it's called this. This is the document that is going to be useful. So this is the one that I'm going to send and translate to Jorge, right? I just wanted to add that because in names, we can get really confused because every institution might call it different. I just wanted to add that.
Yes, and something to add to that. I already mentioned this at the beginning that some universities might divide this information too. There's one university, I don't know if we have students from this one, Universidad Autónoma Metropolitana. So what I have seen is that the university might give you a document with all your credits, with all your subjects, and with all your grades, and another document only with your GPA. So this is something to consider too, okay? As Juanma said, just be familiar with the information we require from these documents, okay? And I see a question regarding the interviewing days. I don't know if Annie is here to answer this. But anyways, I guess Annie can send a message through for this. Okay. I don't know if at this point anybody has any more questions. No. Okay. I don't know if you can still hear me, but anyways, so thank you very much for your time. Thank you. I really hope this helps you. Perhaps at this point it's kind of confusing, and at this point perhaps might be a little hard to follow the information and all that, but please be aware that we are here to help you. So if at any point you need some to clarify some doubts, some questions that you may have, reach out, okay? And what's the follow-up? You will get an email in the upcoming weeks, perhaps next week, regarding our deadline to submit the documents you already have and the documents you can get. Okay, and as I said, let's have this open communication, and just a heads up. Once you start receiving your translations, please be aware that we work with other people, in this case the translator. So I might need myself and Annie might need an active communication from your part, answering us the emails, right? Because if we already have a deadline with the translator, please be aware of this, because we cannot do any last changes at last minutes. Okay, so be aware of this. And with this, I guess we can wrap up, and we can finish the session for today. I don't know if Juanma or Yandi have any last announcements or something like that.
Yep, all good.
Okay.
No, thank you, George.
Okay, thank you very much, everyone, for being here, and I'll see you around.
Thank you.
Thank you very